Everyone, this is Shruti from Document 360, the co-organizer of this webinar. Thank you for joining this session today. Today we have Raghuram Pandurangan, Senior Manager Content, PayU, here to speak on the topic, Cross-Functional Communication for Technical Writers. By the end of the session, I hope you all technical writers will be able to leverage your unique skills to contribute to your team's overall success. Raghuram has more than 2 decades of experience in technical writing and is dedicated to helping organizations and writers overcome their challenges. Earlier, he served as a STC Indian chapter volunteer in various roles such as vice president and membership management. Currently, he serves as a core member of TechWritePo. He owns and moderates the Technical Writer Forum group on LinkedIn with nearly 53K members. After the presentation, there will be a Q&A session. So I would request all of you to key in your questions on the Q&A platform here so that the speaker can answer those. Thank you. Raghu, you can start the presentation now.
Thanks, Ruthi. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone from various parts of the world. Thanks, Document 360, for this opportunity. Let me get started without wasting any further time. So, in today's session, we'll be looking at how we'll be collaborating with other teams based on the various scenarios. Now, we most of us are using Agile, and we collab with various product teams on a day-to-day basis on our for our assignments. And we all know the generative AI is becoming a trending topic, and most of us already started using it, and we'll discuss on that also. And also want to touch upon working with the support or integration teams, which I see some of us are missing at, and the tools for collaboration, which most of us know. So uh, we all are aware of DDLC, and we were very familiar with this kind of DDLC when we were following the waterfall models in the during the 2000 period, year 2000 and till until 2010 also. Later, we transitioned to Agile, and we were fitting this DDLC into Agile, and we were collaborating with the product team and working closely with them with the sprint planning, sprint review, and the retrospective meetings and all. So, but it has become very challenging as we have to deliver docs every sprint and also be ready for the product churn. So how to overcome that is we have to be part of the agile teams, so that we'll have the early access to the development, and we have to collaborate with them so that we get to know the user pain points, and also we advocate for the audience. Not only we be part of the sprint review, we also can put ourselves in the user shoes and provide feedback on the even the UI UX standpoint. And when we are doing the sprint review or sprint planning, it's very important that we have to gather information through conversation, because just we go there and we just talk when we are going to have our assignments, right? So it is also very essential to be a very good listener on uh, every JIRA item or the product issues discussed. And it is always ideal for us to deliver the documentation assignments which is assigned for us in every sprint, instead of we working on the in sync with the product sprint, I mean product JIRA items. We better like assign them, I mean take over them in the next sprint. So if the say uh, a feature A uh, is delivered by the product team in sprint one, we have to work on the documentation in sprint 2 for that. So we have to have a communication in the sprint 0 or initially with the scrum master and the product owner, and come into consensus, and so that we follow this kind of style, so that we avoid a lot of product churn which occurs in the during the sprint planning or the sprint review also. Because say when a feature is delivered in sprint 1, and if the product owner is not happy with the whatever the feature delivered, then we if we implement the content, it will definitely need to be reworked when the product changes in the sprint, when the feature changes in the sprint. So the next is collaborating with the product teams. So this is a very vast topic, and I'm not going very detailed. I'm just trying to share my best practices, whatever I have experienced so far. So collaborating, we do the day-to-day collaboration with product managers or the project managers, developers, testers, and other stakeholders. But what is more important is we have to be having the good rapport with them. So in other words, we call these stakeholders as SME, subject matter experts, but it is very important for us to be maintain a good rapport with them from the beginning. So even though if they are not going to be prompt with their response when they are doing reviews or providing information, we have to be polite with them, be friendly with them, and yeah, if there are times we need to escalate, but that should be the last option. And including stakeholders when help authoring tools evaluation. So this I have experienced in my past three organizations, because when we are especially in startups, or when you're going to set up a new doc site for your company. So why? Because when we are doing that, we will try to understand what is the pain points of the users from a broad stakeholder point of view, and also we don't miss any pain points, and also we will try to understand what the end users or your customers are looking for. So it is very important to include directors, PMs, support team, in case if you are going to deliver this help authoring tools with the help of front end team or UX, if it is going to be uh, using a open source tool, or even if it is going to involve some designing the homepage, which it requires some support from the front end team or the UI UX team for the design part. So it is very important to collaborate with the product or project teams, but always remember that it is you should be very polite and friendly with them, and always include them in all the communication. So when you are going to send the documents for review, don't only send it to the SME alone. You always include their manager in the CC, or copy the mail to the managers, so that you ensure that you are doing your part correctly. If you are missed them including the copying the mail, you just forward it to the respective managers, so that you have they have the visibility that you have done your part, and there is tomorrow you can show the mail that we have done our part. So uh, it is up to the SMEs who didn't review them. So using GenAI, so we had a lot of sessions in the past 3 months from Document 360 in this regard. But I'm not going to touch upon how to use the GenAI, but uh, how we have to communicate with our management or the stakeholders on GenAI, because many companies or management are skeptical about generative AI. But if we educate them, if we try to explain them what are the potential and limitations, they will definitely take, because we are not going to generate any content out of thin air, because Gen AI can help only with the existing content what we have. So there are certain areas where we can use Gen AI for our content. And we have to tell them that we'll be maintaining the confidential information, maintain the confidential and also privacy. So you seek the approval by in a written communication by mail, or so that it ensures that tomorrow you're not questioned by them. And it is also very important for you to take the necessary access from your IT, or the security team, if they have blocked access for Copilot or Chat GPT, or Google Gemini, or any of this chat generative AI chat websites. So in our case, we have used GenAI, and I had listed these use cases. Like we generated FAQs, and we used it for proofreading, code generation. So code generation, since our products are more on API documentation, right? So we used ChatGPT or Copilot for generating code. So when we have curl requests, it's very difficult to get the corresponding Java or Python corresponding source code for them. So it is very easy to do it with Copilot, but always. So when we are doing all these things, we get them reviewed. Okay, that's very important. Get them reviewed by the SME, or at least the support team, whoever are helpful to you, so that it is easily done in a very short cycle. So we use code walkthroughs we have a kind of a e-learning kind of UI in our help doc implementation. So where we use step-by-step code walkthrough. So for every step, they will explain the code in 2 or 3 lines. The corresponding code gets highlighted in the right pane, and then in the left pane the code walkthrough is shown. So this for this also, the GenAI was very useful, and we were using this GenAI for metadata description for every topic or every page, for metadata description and the search keywords. Uh, though it was providing some suggestions, but it is not going to be the exhaustive list. So remember that GenAI is going to provide suggestion. It's always up to you to go for it or not, go with it or not. So working with support teams. So this is going to be a very important, and I wanted to stress upon again, because uh, we technical writers gain so much insights about the common issues faced by our customers or users, because when we are going to not only implement the documentation, and when our customers or users are using them, we don't only reduce the customer support tickets, we are going to also uh, improve our product visibility, as if the customers are satisfied, they are going to also refer to others, right? So when we are going to not only implement documentation, it's not only we do it ourselves, it's always have a very good rapport with the support team or integration team. In our company, we call them as integration team, and each company has some other variant names also, right? So it is very important to have a communication with them. They have to go through all the documentation. They have to you may have to have a protocol, or a way, so that you have all the uh, documentation reviewed by them, and uh, in the next slide I'll talk about it. You set up a process, or you have a weekly meeting with them, or a alternate meeting in alternate every alternate week, so that you get to know what is the pulse of the user. So maybe you can discuss what was the most number of tickets we got in the past 2 weeks. It can be due to some due to the recent policy changes by the government with respect to your products. So we are in fintech, so we get a lot of churn in the policy. So we get to get more tickets corresponding to that. So it will help you a lot in understanding the customer pain points or the user pain points. So it is very important that uh, you you communicate with them on a weekly basis. Uh, so you not only have weekly meeting, you may also have say an Excel sheet in the SharePoint or OneDrive, where you can ask the support team to add all the issues they find in your documentation, or any other mechanism like you have JIRA, or or any other trouble ticket mechanism, where they can file the tickets for any changes required in the documentation. So however it works for your company, you can use it, because some companies, the support team may have a different set of JIRA access, and for productives it may have a different set of JIRA access. So it is very important for you to set up a process, so that the support team validate your docs. Not only the VNV, that is verification and validation team. Maybe the support team can be the final proofreader, or the final reviewer of your document, so that they will be able to tell you or provide feedback, so that they'll be putting themselves in the customers' shoes, as they are the people who are interacting with the customers on a daily basis. So it is very important to have a good rapport with them, and also discuss with them on a regular basis. So tools for collaboration here, we have a lot of tools now in the market. Earlier, we didn't have so much tools to collaborate earlier. So we had only Acrobat. We didn't have Office 365, where we can share a document and multiple stakeholders can come and add their comments, or provide their feedback. So even Adobe Acrobat also does that, where you can provide the feedback. So however, you can look at what review mechanism you have, so that you can implement the respective review mechanism, whether you want to share a Word document or a PDF, and you have the review cycle, and ensure that all the feedback are implemented. So we have JIRA, where the trouble ticketing mechanism. So again, there's other tools for the trouble ticketing mechanism. You can use it efficiently. In our company, we also follow something like we have an Excel, where for every quarter we ask all the product managers to come and add what are the product releases or features they are expecting, and their expected sprint, so that we technical writers need not wait till the sprint planning to know what is coming in. Especially we are working as a centralized team, so we have to have the visibility of what is coming. So we ensure that we have the visibility of what is coming in the next 3 months. So every quarter, it is very like it is mandatory for all the product managers to come and add what is coming in the next 3 months, the sprint wise. For whatever they know. So if they're not aware, it is something is coming because of the recent policy update, or they had introduced any new feature because of competition. So so those are all extreme cases. So whatever they are aware of, they come and add it in the Excel. So we get to know that we are having so much of load in the next 3 months. So we can also prioritize accordingly. So if there are multiple features are getting released in the same sprint, we will be able to prioritize. We can negotiate with them, and we can set what is the expectations, and we deliver according to the priority. So content sharing again, we here what I meant by content sharing is like the whatever the design documents or whatever internal content shared by the product teams in this regard. So product teams on the project teams, your stakeholders will share based on which will be your input for your documentation. So other words, design documents. So you can use Confluence, SharePoint, uh, or OneDrive.
So thank you, Raghuram, for the presentation. On behalf of entire Document 360, I thank everyone who joined the session, and I hope it was a great session for you all. The entire session, as I said, is recorded and will be uploaded to our website in case you want to come back and see it along with the presentation. Yes. We'll be back again with yet another session. Goodbye. Thank you.